Quantum immortality, the disturbing truth about death or lack thereof. Let me ask you something that's been keeping me up at night. Have you ever had one of those moments where death felt inevitable? Maybe you swerved at the last second to avoid a head-on collision. Or that time you slipped on the stairs but somehow caught yourself. We've all had these close calls we laugh about later. But here's what haunts me. What if in some other version of reality we didn't get so lucky? This isn't just philosophical musing. There's an actual scientific theory that suggests you may never experience your own death. It's called quantum immortality, and it comes straight from some of the most respected interpretations of quantum physics. Here's how it works in simple terms. You've probably heard of the multiverse theory, the idea that every possible outcome of every event actually happens, just in different universes. When you flip a coin, there's a universe where it came up heads and another where it's tails. But quantum physics takes this even further. Imagine playing the most dangerous game of Russian roulette imaginable, except instead of a normal gun, it's connected to a quantum device, maybe one that measures the spin of an electron. There's a 50% chance the gun fires each time you pull the trigger. In most universes, you'd be dead after a few tries, but in a few, you'd keep surviving through sheer luck. Here's where it gets mind-blowing. Your conscious experience would only continue in those universes where you survive. From your perspective, no matter how many times you pull the trigger, the gun would just keep miraculously failing to fire. You'd essentially become invincible through sheer probability. Now think bigger. What about aging? There could be universes where medical science keeps advancing just enough to extend your life year after year. Universes where you survive every accident, every illness, through increasingly unlikely circumstances. You'd never experience death, only the timelines where you keep on living. Of course, this raises some disturbing questions. Where are all these immortal versions of us? Why don't we see evidence of them? Well, we might be looking at it wrong. The people who live to extreme old age, the miracle survivors of disasters, maybe they're not statistical anomalies. Maybe they're just experiencing their inevitable quantum immortality. The craziest part? Some of the brightest minds in physics take this seriously. Not necessarily the immortality aspect, but the many worlds interpretation that makes it possible. When you look at the equations, it actually solves some of quantum mechanics' biggest puzzles. So what does this mean for you? Practically speaking, nothing changes. You'll still want to look both ways before crossing the street. But next time you cheat death, ask yourself, was that really luck? Or are you just experiencing the one timeline out of countless others where you made it? And if this theory is correct, you'll never know for sure, because in all the universes where it's wrong, well, you're not around to find out. So what do you think? Is this profound or profoundly terrifying? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this little existential crisis, hit that like button and do follow, who knows, maybe in some other universe, an alternate version of you already did.